Good morning. It's Carlene. Good morning. Good morning. It's Monday morning. It's my Monday mornings with Carlene broadcast. And of course, with the changes that Facebook is implementing with their live video streaming, I've had some technical glitches again today. So 4 minutes or so in, and I'm finally live. Hopefully, you guys can catch this. If you miss it for whatever reason, I'm also going to be checking back and forth to the group because I'm actually on my business page, Fine and Well McKinney. Please give us a like so that we can communicate and get your questions so I can answer you. This is live Q&A. Submit your questions live right here on the broadcast and I will answer your questions here. I'll take as long as we need to take. Hopefully it's only about 30 minutes or so, but if there's other questions that I can answer quickly, I will. If it runs way long, we will just answer them in the thread after the video ends. Okay, so I also made this video shareable to the group, which is Prep and Prevent for Natural Wellness with Carlene. That's the private Facebook group. If you're on this page and you see that group, please do click on it so that you can get admitted to that group. It is a private group, so you have to answer like 3 questions. Super simple, but you do have to answer those questions so that you can be admitted to the group. Like I said, we are on 2 different platforms, well, not platforms, but 2 different pages, on the business page and on the private Facebook group. So wherever you're watching this from, welcome. I'm glad you're here. And we're going to jump in here in just a second. First thing though, and I'm going to be checking my phone so that, because I said I'm on 2 different pages, on my business page, Fine and Well McKinney, give us a like, and the private Facebook group, which is Prep and Prevent for Natural Wellness. If you're not in that group and you're on the business page only, again, I'm going to say it, just go ahead and get admittance to that group so we can get you in there too, because so much free information and lots of really great stuff to see in that group. So first thing I want to talk about before we even jump into questions, I want to talk about the overwhelm and some of the panicky and anxiety-ridden feelings that a lot of us are having right now. And I say a lot of us, but it's really, in my opinion, it's people who are stuck at home, or maybe they don't have a lot of interaction with people. They don't have a big family at home, or it's just 1 or 2 people. They don't have any pets, whatever the situation is. Or the biggest thing really is their age group and the fact that they may have a somewhat underlying health condition or a compromised immune system. These people are feeling especially anxiety ridden right now, and it's understandable, but there's things that we can do to mitigate these feelings, and it starts with having a plan of how you're going to go about your day. And this is really essential because anxiety, as you know, as well as panic and the chaos that's being created by media, can have a real effect on our immune system. So I really want to stress that having a simple, very, very simple plan can help you alleviate these symptoms of anxiety and overwhelm and just feeling like, you know, the sky is falling. So yes, it is a pandemic of this incredible, nasty, gross virus that is, you know, what are we in, like 3 weeks in now? So it's not easy to deal with. And again, I'm going to jump into how you can create a little bit of a plan. But first, I always forget to do this. My name is Carlene Selg. I'm a health coach. I'm a speaker. I'm an expert in the endocannabinoid system. And basically, I'm a master herbalist, all these different things. I'm a sponge for information, as you can tell. So I like to give away a lot of information, but I'm also creating some health plans and programs for you guys to get into while my retail business is temporarily closed. And in the time being, let's get involved online and do some of these programs where we can actually be interactive, we can talk, and we can make progress in our health and wellness. And that journey does not have to stop just because you're stuck at home. Okay, so I want to make that really clear. I've got some really, really great things coming your way, and I hope that you are just as excited as I am to share it with you. Some of these programs are paid, and some of the stuff that I give to you, as you know, for the past 3-4 weeks has been absolutely free information packed full of value. So I hope you see that and that you'll stick around. And this, like I said, is going to be about 30 minutes, but I'm sort of rambling. I did have a couple of questions right off the bat. So before I jump into the Q&A, again, I just want to say that a small, easily digestible plan to get you through this time of isolation or quarantine, even though there are lots of people that you're hearing that are not heeding the warnings and they're out and about and they're doing things, don't be one of those people. Let's get this curve flattened out and really take control of our world so that we can start to get back to normal. But we can't do that until the curve is flattened and the immediate threat is subsiding. Okay, so do your part. Do your part. And how are you going to do that? First things first, by creating this tiny little plan that is going to help mitigate these feelings of anxiety and panic and the chaos that the media truly is creating. And here's the thing. First and foremost, I know a lot of people, when they get up in the morning, first thing they want to do is turn on the news. How many people got the coronavirus? How many people are COVID-19 positive? All of these things. Who's getting the test? Who's not getting the test? And all the crazy stuff that's out there right now. Let's calm it down. Get your information. I'm not saying don't get your information, but get the facts and then turn it off. So the very first thing, I heard this actually from a doctor about cooling off your brain. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And the way that made it really simple to digest and be like, okay, this makes perfect sense. Let's cool off our brain by getting the information that we need, the facts, and then turning off the media, turning off the news, the constant stream of chaos and anxiety that they're actually putting in front of you. And that has a direct effect on, again, your immune system, because it's the fight or flight response. And what is the fight or flight response? We all know this. We've all been taught what it really is, but it's a way that either you get some information and your body immediately digests it and has a response. And that response is either to stand up and fight or to run away. Okay? Now, in that process, you're also creating hormones that are your stress hormones, like cortisol. And we also know that stress has a direct effect on your well-being, not just your heart, for example. You know that people have had heart attacks from stress-related issues, but what about your immune system? Again, direct response to that. And cooling off your brain allows you to unplug from the chaos that is the constant stream being put into your brain from the media, or even from social media, from your friends back and forth. Who's doing the bad thing? Who's doing the good thing? Who's got the mask on? Who's, participating in flattening the curve and who's not? And then you start getting all judgy and you're back and forth with your friends and people who aren't even really your friends, but they're in your news feed. And there's all of this chaos going back and forth, creating a lot of anxiety and panic. And that chaos, like I said, is creating a stress that doesn't have an opportunity to subside. And when that happens, your stress levels are just increasing and increasing and increasing. And the cortisol levels have that effect on your immune system by lowering it, leaving you more susceptible to any kind of ailment that's out there, whether it's this virus or anything else. So we really want to make sure that the very first part of this little plan that we're putting in place is, and thank you for the emojis, I really appreciate it. As you know, I talk about this all the time, but the more emojis you can give me, the more this video will get out in front of people's feeds so it gets more attention, and we need that. Otherwise, the video just sits here and only 3 people are watching. But thank you for the 3 people who are watching. I appreciate it. I know more people actually view these videos later because I'm getting upwards of 100+ views on these videos. So I'm super, super thankful for that. Thank you guys. So the first thing is cooling off your brain by unplugging the news media, the constant stream of negativity, and the anxiety producing news clips that are out there, whether it's coming from your friends or from mass media. Just unplug for a bit. And that also could entail taking a nap if you need to. So getting extra rest during the day and hydrating yourself. And also, if you need to sleep later, go ahead and do it. You've got the time. Take some extra time to really take care of your body. So cooling off the brain is the first thing. Okay. The second thing in this super simple plan that only has 3 things is grounding. So sometime during the day, after you've cooled off your pretty little brain, try to do some activity that is grounding, meaning something that's going to make you more solid and more in your body. We can do that by many different ways. You can go outside and you can actually take your shoes and socks off and put your feet in the ground. This is literally called grounding, where you connect with Mother Earth and you are receiving the solid energy, the frequency of Gaia Earth, and it basically comes up into your body, and that energy is back and forth. Okay, so it's a constant loop. You're receiving really, what is it? It's a frequency, really, right? So this grounding helps us to stay more present and confident and out of that high anxiety producing cortisol levels where we just are on edge all the time and feeling like our life is spinning out of control. So if you can do these simple things, again, we are in a better place to manage the chaos and the anxiety and the panic and all of that. Okay, so again, it's mostly the people who are at home, may not have a big family around them, or even pets, or they just might have an underlying health condition and they're just feeling a little stressed out because of all of this negative information that's constantly being taken in by media, by social media, by news media, whatever it is. Okay, so grounding, of course. Now there are other ways to do this where you can really feel solid in your body. You can do it with water. Water is great for feeling grounded. So a hot bath. You guys know me. I'm the queen of taking the baths, and I'm an hour and a half, 2-hour bath taker, so I can stay in there for days and feel fantastic. But some people really can't do it. 20 minutes is really all it takes. Get yourself in a really hot bath and just sit there and let all that worry and all the cortisol level will come down. You will start to feel a lot less stress, more calm. So definitely do maybe a bath, a hot tub if you don't, if you only have a shower in the house, or whatever it is that you can get yourself into some warm water, whether it's a bath. And if you don't like to take baths, take a shower and make it a longer one. Try to stay in there 20 minutes. You may not like to do that because you like to conserve water, whatever it is, but do what's going to help you right now in this present time. And if that means staying in the shower a little bit longer so that you can feel solid in your body, then do that. Other ways to feel solid are meditation. Again, it doesn't have to be long. Just take 5, 10, 20 minutes, whatever it is for you. If 20 minutes is too long, 5 minutes is like, whoa, I can only sit quiet for 5 minutes, then do 5 minutes. But whatever it is, that's your second thing in this tiny little 3-step plan. Okay, so cooling off the brain and then grounding yourself. And then after that, how else can you help your body? Really, the next part is simple. It's energizing, something that's going to be really great for your immune system, and that starts with nutrition. So eat really good food, no processed food, sugar, wheat. Try to stay away from those things. But also take your supplements. As you know, we sell at Fine and Well, we sell CBD, hemp oil, all organic stuff, really great for building up, fortifying your immune system. That actually helps regulate all your other systems. I'm not going to really talk about that too much, but supplements are essential, and that's not the only one. So hemp oil is not the only thing that you should be taking, but it's certainly one of them. Vitamin D is another one. Vitamin C is another one. Even selenium, which really does help to calm your brain, boost your immune system, all these different things. Vitamins and minerals are essential during this time. So do make sure that you're keeping up with the things that are also going to energize your system. Exercise for sure. I know, you know, we're supposed to be staying at home, but that's okay. If you can take a walk, if it's just you and one other person, or keep a little bit of distance and take a 20-minute walk, whatever it is. Yesterday I took a really long walk. It was fantastic because I have been in the house for days, and it was just an opportunity to get out there and really do this 3-step plan. Unplug, ground, and get some energizing activity, whether it's food related, supplements, or exercise. That's really key. Okay, so let's jump into answering some of the questions that we got. I'm gonna scroll down really quick here on the chat and see if there's anything here about questions. If you guys have any questions, just pop them in the chat and I'll try to answer them. But we did have a couple of questions that came in before we started the live, and the first one was about elderberry syrup. You may have heard this is a really, really great supplement to use to build up your immune system. Or if you're already starting to get sick, it helps to make those symptoms less, and can even get you out of feeling a common cold or whatever it is quicker. So it really does help you turn the corner a little bit faster if you're taking something like elderberry syrup. But there's been some misinformation and disinformation out on the internet that is causing people to have some real worry surrounding elderberry syrup. So let me just put this to rest right now. Okay, there is something out there that is called a cytokine storm, and this is what happens when your body is naturally trying to fight off some virus, disease, whatever it is. And if this storm takes place, this cytokine storm, it could actually cause more damage than what it's designed to do. The storm is actually really, it's your body releasing as many of the good stuff. I don't want to get too technical or sciencey on you because, you know, I don't want to say the wrong thing either, because I'm not a doctor or a scientist, but I do have a good base knowledge on being able to put this in perspective for you. So with this cytokine storm, this normally happens to people when, and it doesn't happen just from elderberry syrup, okay? And that's not even the cause of it, okay? I'm getting ahead of myself, but let me just explain here. This cytokine storm typically happens with people who are already in a critical, not severe, but critical stage of their body in a breakdown, or, you know, basically the dying process, right? Because your body all of a sudden releases everything in its power to fight off the infection, the virus, whatever it is. And this cytokine storm can happen and can cause additional damage in the body. So what happens when you hear things like elderberry syrup is causing a cytokine storm? That's absolutely not true at all. Okay, so I'm going to also put in the comments here, maybe after I'm finished, the link to Gaia Herbs, which is a very old, very well respected, full of scientists. This company is amazing. In fact, it's the company that I have used for over 20 years for a lot of my herbs and supplements. It is backed by science, and you can believe what they say because their literature that they put out is put out by actual scientists. Okay, so you can believe what they have to say. And I'm firsthand knowledge, over 20 years experience using their herbs, that they can be trusted. Okay, they can be trusted. So I will put that link in the comments so that you can further read up on this exact thing, where misinformation and disinformation by people who are creating chaos, creating anxiety, and just putting out negative information to fuel the fires of, who knows, trying to sell some other supplement or trying to steer you away from elderberry syrup. Who knows why they are doing it, but there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation. So do check your sources. And a lot of times what's tricky about it, and it's hard to sometimes even check the source, is that they'll weave in, they meaning whoever wrote the article, will weave in truth into the disinformation so that you're confused. And that's the point. They're trying to confuse you so that you really truly don't know who to believe. And then it just comes down to psychology and marketing. So who are you going to believe, right? So make sure that you are talking with and following people that you trust, like myself, like other companies like that I align with, especially Gaia Herbs and other doctors that I follow online, holistic and functional medicine type people who are not all about Western medicine and allopathic medicine, but really looking to give you information to help prep and prevent. That's my group, right? The Facebook private group is Prep and Prevent for Natural Wellness, right in line with everything that I follow. So you know that you're going to get well-researched information when you follow me. And I hope that you feel that way too. So give me some comments here. Let me know if you have any questions. Tacey, about grounding. Can it be a daily devotional time, or are you recommending something more physical than that? No, actually, that's perfect. Daily devotional, prayer, meditation is really truly the same thing. It's just however it feels comfortable in your body, okay, or what you subscribe to. So perfect, Tacey, it's perfect. Absolutely. You can do grounding in the same way because you're setting aside time to be with that devotional or with your mantra or your meditation, whatever it is. That's your time to be grounding. It does not have to be physical. The physical part is more really in the energizing phase of that 3-point plan that I just talked about. Okay, so thank you for that question. I appreciate it, Tacey. Also, I want to expand a little bit more on that body's response to the cytokine storm. Again, this only happens with people who are already in a critical phase in fighting a disease or virus or bacteria or what have you. Okay, so it's not going to happen to a person who is typically healthy, not experiencing anything, not even severe or critical, but just, you know, even if you just have the normal symptoms of feeling a cold, like maybe you checked your glands and you think, oh, my glands feel a little bit swollen, or I'm a little stuffy in here, you know, that is not a severe or critical phase of your health journey. Okay, so absolutely you can feel safe and secure taking elderberry syrup if you want it to. Okay, and this is not about me pitching elderberry syrup. I'm just trying to tell you that there's a lot of misinformation and disinformation out there concerning certain supplements that are natural and easy to prepare and have real true benefit for your body. That's not a pharmaceutical. Okay, so be very wary about the information that you hear and take in, because not all of it is true, and it's sometimes hard to decipher because some of the truth is woven in with the disinformation, so it makes it difficult. But again, if you're a healthy person taking supplements to build up and fortify your immune system, you absolutely do not have to worry about this so-called cytokine storm. It only happens in critical people, and those critical people are likely not taking supplements because they may be on life support of some kind, or intubated because they are on a ventilator, whatever. That's a critical situation, not someone who's quarantining at home and may have some sniffles or feels a little sore throat. You can absolutely take the elderberry syrup or oregano oil or hemp oil, whatever it is that you feel comfortable taking as a supplement to build up and fortify your immune system. Take it. You don't have to worry about this so-called cytokine storm because it's only happening in critical situations. Okay, so again, I'm going to put that link in the comments so that you can go and research it, because this article is very informational and you'll be able to wrap your head around it. Super easy. Okay, so another question that I was asked, and we're about hitting the 30-minute mark, so I don't want to go too much longer, but I do want to give you some other questions that were asked earlier and answer those. So this is about the masks, and should we be wearing them anytime we go out in public? Or even if we're just going on a walk and it's just you and your spouse and you're taking a walk, should you wear a mask? I'm going to say, take all your precautions. If you feel comfortable, or you have an underlying health issue, or you're a smoker, or you just, whatever the situation is, if you feel like you should wear a mask, then you should wear a mask. okay? And some places, obviously, I'm not sure if it was Target, but one of the bigger stores was recommending that if you went into that store, because they are an essential business so they can be open, that you wore a mask. So wear a mask. And if you don't have a mask to use, then be creative, okay? Use a scarf, use a bandana if that's all you have, or something. There are people that are making their own homemade masks. Do this. And it may not be the most filtered kind, I forget what it's called, the masks that are being used with the healthcare workers on the front line. Of course, it's not going to be that, because those are in really high demand and they can't be found right now. Okay, so use what you've got. Use your own common sense about how you're feeling. If you feel like you don't want to go out in public without a mask, then use a mask. But if you're just going out on a walk, it's not mandatory that you wear a mask, as long as you're keeping your social distance from other people, or physical distance. Remember, I talked about that, physical distance from someone else. You're good. You're okay. So don't be overly concerned, because again, you're creating stress, which raises your cortisol, which has a direct effect on your immune system. And we want to keep that in check. Okay. So do what makes you feel comfortable. If it resonates with you, with your body and how you're feeling, then do it. And if it doesn't, then please just use common sense. And, always wash your hands, all those things we already know. Okay, so I'm not going to get into all of that. Now, another question that was raised was about 5G. Now, I'm not going to get into this because it is a huge topic, which I don't feel necessarily comfortable telling everything that I know about it. However, there is cause for concern with 5G. Now, 5G is just, and I'm not going to say just, it actually is a technology that has the ability to literally break the DNA strands in your body as a healthy person, okay? Making you unhealthy, making you susceptible to any kind of virus, bacteria, disease, anything that's out there. Now, this was 5G is not new technology, but it is extraordinary technology. And what I mean by that is it is 10,000 times, not 10 times, 10,000 times more frequency being emitted from 5G towers, which than 4G. Okay, and 4G is what we've had forever, for forever and ever. I mean, I can't remember how long we've actually had 4G, but the 5G is they being whomever out there is the communications companies, the government, the people that are really wanting to have this 5G technology on and operating, is causing some concern for a lot of people, for a lot of countries. In fact, there are countries who are not allowing the implementation or of 5G being turned on at all in their countries. So in the United States, it is happening, okay? And yes, it also happened in China. So be aware of this technology. I'm not going to get into it completely, but do know that there are grave concerns about 5G, and I'm going to encourage you to do your own research and really find out more about it. Now, remember what I said. If you're needing some resources about 5G, put it in the comments and I will give you a couple of links that I know are trustworthy and are coming from a good place, okay? Because there's a lot of, again, misinformation and disinformation. A lot of people out there are telling you it's just communications bandwidth, it's just making the internet faster. It's absolutely has nothing to do with communications, okay? And again, I don't want to get into all of that because there's just too much, and I don't have all the answers for you, okay? This is all kind of coming about right now. But 5G is absolutely worth learning more about. What I can tell you is your phones, your computers, your smart TVs, all the things that you have in your house emit these frequencies, or basically electromagnetic frequency, the EMFs, okay? And with 5G, it's 10,000 times more potent than what is coming from 4G stuff. So here is a prime example. This here is an EMF blocker. And I have it on my cell phone, I have it on my computer, I have it on my TV, I have it on my router. All these different things will help to block and filter out some of the 5G so that it doesn't affect your human tissue, your body, okay? Because it is already proven, scientifically proven, and has been for many years. It's just not being talked about in the mass media, okay? So it is something that does require a lot more research, but if you can, these are super inexpensive. I think I might have paid $20 for a sheet of like 6 or 8 of these EMF blockers, and you can, it's got sticky stuff on the back, and you just put it right on your phone, back of your computer, all the things I already mentioned. So do understand there's a lot of stuff going on with 5G. Okay, any more questions, you guys? Let me know if you have a question about health and wellness, anything that I can answer for you. You have me. I'm here as your captive health coach. And I can try to answer any of your questions. And you guys are throwing me some hardballs right now. So I hope that I've done you justice in giving you the accurate information as I know it and believe to be true and backed up by science. Okay. So I can, again, I'll put all the resources in the comments after this, but if you have anything that you want to ask me right now, I'm going to just check over in the group, because right now I'm on my business page, but I've set it up so that it is also streaming inside the group. So if you're seeing me inside the group, thank you for being there. Give me some emojis also, you guys. I'd really appreciate it so we can get this video in front of more eyeballs and people seeing it, because the information does absolutely need to get out. But if there's questions in the group, I'm not seeing them yet. So let's just see if there's anything else that I may have missed. I'm so glad that you guys are here with me and sticking it out. I know it's been about 35 minutes, but I don't see anything. So let's see. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I don't think there are any more questions. So I think I've got them all. Thank you again for joining me. I love you guys. If there are any other questions, just drop them in the comments. I'll answer them later in the day. Okay? See you later. Be sure to like this page. Okay?